9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
You ain't even on me. Yeah. Fall back too close. You ain't even on me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. It's me and Dior. Spend it like they owe me. Gotta stay select. Don't come around to me. Better come correct. Different lives that we lead. I'm in the Nike check. In a bag of Louis V. Two on my wrist, eyes don't make no sense, pop up for a minute, eyes up on my whip, Benzes and BMs, eyes don't make no sense, fall back too close, you ain't even on me, trust my brothers from way back from the north, it's the and Dior, spend it like they owe me. Ain't no time unless it's V's. It's the top of the shelf. It's that stress to get at me. And it's closer to the chest when your pocket's too deep. Two on my wrist, eyes don't make no sense, pop up for a minute, eyes up on my whip, Benzes and BMs, eyes don't make no sense, fall back too close, you ain't even on me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. It's the and Dior, spend it like they owe me.
What is up? What is up? What is up, SFL Nation? SFL Nights with A. Riker. Hey, I'll make sure I give it to you after the show, Eddie. Let's see. Forgive me, guys. So what happens is sometimes when I have a lot of guests, my feed kind of sticks. So I'm trying something a little different. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, hopefully, because I took the background away, maybe this will be a little bit better for everybody. But what is up, everybody? Thank you so much for your patience. I know we're getting a little bit of a late start. I definitely wanted to give Eddie and Brett time to kind of finish their show, get a little breather, because Eddie was actually supposed to be on the show, and it looks like he is in the back. Of course, him being a Hall of Fame strong safety, I had to have him in here. I had to get his input. You know, maybe there are some people that definitely want to catch him, you know, and since he's not playing, of course, they can catch him. So maybe you can give just a little nuggets of information on how to make your player great and join him in the Hall of Fame. Now, I will tell you guys that I have been sick, so I hope that you guys can hear me. All right, I have my microphone loud. If you need me to turn it up a little bit louder, let me know in the comments. I'm trying not to lose my voice, especially since I got to go into work tomorrow. So just going to kind of keep it mellow and even keel, y'all. But I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. I do have about, looks like 6 people in the back ready to get on and tell us about their positions and give us some insight on why they even chose it and just a little bit of information about them personally. So I'm really excited to get with these guys. First off, though, I'm going to start with a very, very, very quick, rapid, review of week 6. Actually, week 6, and do my pick'ems for week 7 really quickly. We did have a lot of information that came out, a lot of things that happened in the SFL this week. I'm going to kind of touch on for those that are new. I know the UFL had their first games. I know people were tuning in and they saw the SFLM, games going on too. And then of course with the regular SFL, it's just a lot going on right now. I know Cam is feeling it, but we're going to get through it, and I'm actually going to give a little bit of information about each so that you can be better prepared. And Cam is going to appear on the show later within the season to kind of answer any questions that you may have too. So I want to acknowledge the chat first quickly. Thank you guys for being the first on the scene. Diggy checking in for Washington Tridents. Hey, what's going on, man? Mr. Cuddy. Thank you so much, Lewis, for being here. Really glad that you're here. Bo Martin Jr. Actually, I thought Bo was going to be on the show, but, maybe things, got a little bit backed up for him. We'll see. What's going on? Good to see you. Robert Brady Jr. checking in. What's going on, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you. Good to see you. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get everything started. I don't want to keep my guests waiting too long in the back. Y'all, please wear a mask. Don't get sick like I was. My family and I have been dealing with this for like 3 weeks. Started off with my son, then went to my daughter. Now it's to me, bro. It's been crazy. So y'all just take care of yourselves. All right, so week 6 in review. Now, first off, my pick'ems actually took a hit week 5. I actually didn't have a show week 5 to go over this, but I got 5 right and 6 wrong. That was a bad week, especially for the Arizona Scorpions, man. We went into a bye week with a loss, so that definitely hurt. Week 6, I actually got 6 right and 5 wrong. So, going back on to the part that I like, I like being right. But if I'm not, then I understand. People just getting better. So that means I have 40 right and 26 wrong on the season so far. Now, for those that are new, if you see, my picks are actually in gold. The ones I got right are in green, and the other ones are the ones I got wrong are in orange. So quickly, Fort Worth wins over the Houston Headhunters, 41-15. That was a big win. Vancouver Legion goes down to Sin City and loses 20-14. Man, Sin City's been on a rampage. Indianapolis Ramblers took on the Denver Nightwings, where Denver wins 38-7. Los Angeles Lycans lost in a big way to the Bossier City Steamers, 24-0. I mean, dang, man, not 1 point. Be like that sometimes. Florida Storm took on the Carolina Skyhawks, and Carolina's been on a roll, winning 30-14. Queen City Corsairs went down to the Baltimore Vultures. Baltimore wins 31-16. Queen City has been doing fantastic this season. Shout outs to those guys. DC Dragons took on the Atlanta Swarm, and Atlanta wins 36-28. Pittsburgh Riverhawks battled the Lexington Miners, where Pittsburgh wins 23-20. Charleston Predators battled the Mexico City Aztecs. Mexico wins 31-14. Chicago Warriors went on to win the game over Nashville Tempo. That was actually a good game to watch, 34-27. And Monday night game of the week was the Albuquerque Adams taking on the Minnesota Legends, where Minnesota wins 31-9. So these guys are getting much better. People are starting to figure it out. The team is starting to mesh together well. Progressions are starting to work out for some people, so it's very impressive. All right, on to week 7 real quick. So these are my pick'ems. Anything you see in gold, guys, in the back, if I did not choose your team, don't come for me. Just answer it on the field. But, of course, it's a 50-50 chance on everything, but I'm going to go over this quickly. So on Friday, Love Day, February 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern, the 3-2 Minnesota Legends will be taking on the 2-3 Indianapolis Ramblers. Indy will be at home, but I am going for Minnesota to take this win. Just been strong. At 10:15 p.m. Eastern on Love Day, the 2-2. Whew, oh my God. 2-2 Arizona Scorpions will be taking on the 4-2 Carolina Skyhawks. And I mean, Carolina, again, they've been doing what they had to do. Things have been meshing together well for them. Arizona, on the other hand, we have to get our offense in check. I cannot be throwing so many interceptions. I mean, I do know that interceptions are a part of the game, but it still sucks, especially when you're in the red zone and you throw it to somebody that's covered by 3 people, and there's nothing you could do about it, bro. But we will have to cut down on those mistakes. Of course, I'm going to choose us to win that game, though. At 10:30 p.m., the Washington Trident, undefeated Washington Trident, new kids on the block, relatively speaking, will be taking on the Vancouver Legion who are 4-1. Vancouver will be at home. I'm going to go with Vancouver on this. I know Washington is undefeated, but Vancouver has a way of defending their home turf very well. And Washington's defense is definitely going to have to step up because Vancouver is well known to put up a lot of points on you. 1-5, on the February the 16th. Now, mind you guys, there will be no games on Saturday. Guess the league needs a rest, and I totally understand it. You'll find out why in a minute. But the Baltimore Vultures, 4-2, will be taking on the Los Angeles Lycans, 2-4. I'm going with Baltimore on this one. They are the sure thing, especially considering LA losing 0-24, like no points. I know Sully, they'll get it together. 6:45 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, the Bossier City Steamers, 4-1, will be taking on the Albuquerque Adams, 4-2. I am going with Bossier City on this one. Albuquerque they are an amazing team. I just think that Bossier City's defense is just a touch bit better. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game at all. I think their defenses are going to come to play, and I think it's going to be a 3-point difference. Whoever ends up with the ball last wins the game. The 1-5 Charleston Predators will be taken on at 9:00 on Sunday. Will be taking on the Queen City Corsairs that are 3-3. Again, shout out to the Queen City Corsairs for turning things around. I am truly proud of you guys. And I think they're going to take this win at home. Charleston, they're still trying to figure things out, just like Chicago. But in this case, I actually have Chicago winning at 9:15 against the OKC Renegades, who have not won a game yet. They are searching for their first win. Who knows? Maybe this is it. But I think Chicago's offense is just a little bit stronger. But we'll see. Monday, February 17th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, the 3-2 Fort Worth Toros will be taking on the 3-2 DC Dragons. Great game to watch. I just want to say that I'm personally pulling for DC to win this game. I know that Shabazz Synergy lost his mom recently. And so thoughts, condolences, and prayers definitely go out to him and his squad. Carolina also lost Amen Eagleman as well. So we've been losing people. Just love the people that you're with. Spend as much time as you can, because you never know, man. But I am hoping that DC wins that game for his mom. I know, if I remember correctly, on Twitter, they think they were going to be dedicating the game to her. I'm not sure if I got that wrong. I'm sorry. But I thought I saw that on Twitter, so I really do hope that you guys pull out that win. I do have some comments. Let's see. Anybody new? Stupid. Bo Martin actually trying out that sultry, raspy voice. Listen, I told you I've been sick unless you were late to that. And looks like that's pretty much. Wait a minute. Love Day ain't show no love to me with that pick. Come on now. Come on, man. You know, at the end of the day, just answer on the field. And I promise you, y'all, you win that game, bro. I ain't gonna have nothing to say, but I'm sorry. All right, so quickly. Now, this was the news I was telling you about before I bring my guests up. This was the news that I was telling you about for those that are new to the league. So let me pull it up first. All right. So instead of me doing my weird food facts, things that I normally do. I'm going to do something different. And it's SFL News this week. And I forgot to put my banner up. Y'all didn't tell me in the chat, hey, Ashley, put your banner up so we know what you're talking about. Come on, guys. Y'all know I need an executive producer. All right, here we go. All right, so football was plentiful this week in the league. As the league did kick everything into overdrive, it seems. The Simulation Football League has now added a new way to experience esports football by introducing the UFL games into an already impressive lineup of SFL and SFLM matchups. And for those who want a little bit more information about each category, let me explain a little bit. All right. Get my graphics up, all my newbies, all my radio listeners. All right, so the Simulation Football League is an esports league where participants sidelines engaging in a controllerless experience where strategy and AI determine the outcome of the games. Now we're going to be switching over to actually the SFLM. Now the SFLM serves as the minor leagues for the SFL, offering aspiring players the opportunity to develop their skills and gain exposure before entering the main league. Get you another screenshot of some of the teams that are on there. You see the San Jose Flight and the, San Jose Flight and the New York Gargoyles. I was going to say Giants. I was going to mess that all up. And then you got the Boston Rebels and the Philadelphia Cougars there. All right. And then we have the UFL. Now, this is the new that I was talking about. All right. So the UFL is a virtual football league launched in February this year, featuring 32 teams across the United States. It is a collaboration between the Simulation Football League and Zinnigan, excuse me if I did pronounce that wrong, Zilligan's design studio, offering a new universe to viewers turned to superstars. So with the UFL, those players are already there. All you're doing is just basically selecting the player that you want, and you're assuming that role. You progress as a team. So it is a little bit differently, but like I said, I'm going to have Cam on to, go a little bit more in depth with it. And even, give us some feedback about all of the everything that he's been getting back. We did just air those games this week, so it's interesting to see the metrics on it. But now, the moment that you guys have all waited for, and just so you know, everything is on the Virtual Football Network now. So if you're looking for the Simulation Football League, it is now the Virtual Football Network for those interested. And let me go ahead and put this up before I get my guests on. So if you're interested in more details about what I was speaking of, you can go to simfl.net and ufl.football to be able to get more information, okay? So now the good stuff, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my guys after this song, and we're going to have some fun. See y'all in a bit. Let me go ahead and get my stuff together. All right. See y'all in a bit.
Gonna be alright. Cause me and my clique, we don't give a fuck. Trick Daddy, you got it. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want some, come get some. That's where I'm from. We so big. And everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something.
On the first play of the game producer.
Synergy over the middle. That one's nearly picked off.
Probably puts him on the shelf. He does this blazing for Bama.
Yeah.
You know, you had
in the
Downfield,
V, I
try
run
and
up
set
in
up
the
the field
hood,
where
I'm
you
a
could.
brusher. It's a cycle, twist of a
Really
shot,
offside.
go rolling with the Miami. Then a crusher, we already be looking for trauma. If a nigga try to get into the winners, then we gotta get him. Feeling free from the torture that could never lead you. When I'm in the ceiling, I'm telling you, trick up in the ceiling. Got me swinging Chrissy and Hennessy bottles in the club. And my thug homies going for the thriller. You get it twisted with that double nice celebrity. You better be scared of me in my city, you're a killer.
Wow, first and 10. Break for Pittsburgh. Intercepted. What a play. Taking it back the other way.
I'm a player, you just a square. First thing Hennessy enemy, the whole industry is my enemy.
Nickel defense for the Aztecs.
What?
Reno to throw. Loves up the
Intercepted. Picked up by Liam Ryan. Back to the 32-yard line.
The county of days, 305, MIA. You ever come south of the border, first one's born, you're gonna get slaughtered.
All right, all right, all right, all right. We are back, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed those highlights from Ron Haynes. Special shout out to Ron Haynes for putting those together for me at the last minute. Like, I literally asked him, like, maybe 2 hours before showtime if he could do that for me. And it was longer, right? But for some reason, StreamYard wouldn't allow me to download the longer video. And so like 30 minutes left. I'm like, this kind of, well, I'm a little late, but 30 minutes left. I was like, hey man, it's too long. You think you can cut it up for me? He did. And so to you, Ron Haynes, you're a very valuable asset of the community. I really appreciate you for coming through in the clutch for me. When I get rich, I make sure I pay you, okay? All right, guys, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up my guest this evening. First up, we got Jack Russell checking in.
Hey Ash, how you
Jack
doing?
Russell, what's going on? Good. Strong safety over from Vancouver, Legion. Hey, is this your first time on the show?
It is. I haven't done an interview in quite a while. Probably since my
Thank
second season.
Dope. Well, I thank you for taking the time out to hang out with us, and I'm gonna have to have you back to ask you some more in-depth questions too, since this is your first time.
Okay, cool.
All right. Let's go with strong safety. Rain Rie checking in. What's going on over from the Arizona Scorpions? What's going on?
Ain't nothing, another day in the office. You know how it is.
Indeed, I do. Indeed, I do. Thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, it's been a long time.
Next, man, I'm telling you, since the convention.
It has.
Exactly. So, I still thank you for that time you took with me too. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, still waiting on that call.
Yes, sir. I got you. Next up, Nick Russell. What's going on? Over from the Minnesota Legends cornerback. How are you?
Much. Just trying not to fall asleep.
Don't, please don't.
You're not
Please
boring. It's late for me.
Well, that's why I'm gonna try to get these questions in and out, and get you in the bed.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, thank you for being here. Rain, I'm sorry. Jeez. No, all right. Oh, gee, Rain, if you could, I was going to tell you to mute your mic for me, babe. Xavier Rowe the third, the best cornerback. So he said, "What's going on, man?"
What's going on? What's going on?
Good to see you. Well, hear you as always. I tell you what, you've been one of the most supportive people since you've been on the team that I've had. So I really appreciate you. You've been like on what, 3 or 4 shows now?
Yep.
Yeah, like getting your shine on. I feel you. I feel you. Justin Reside checking in for Queen City. Cornerback, how you doing, Justin?
Doing kind of all right. It's just, a hard week because this girl right here would have been 40 years old, my friend Casey. This is the week, definitely. She would have been 40 years old, man, on Saturday, man.
Man.
And you saw that thing in the SFL Discord. Me and Ryan Davis. Yeah, we got, he did the graphic and we did a lot of, since I told him that Casey's nickname was Peach, we did some of the lettering in like Peach, and it has a little hashtag that says Corsairs for JCM for this week's game. So
Love it, man. I love it. And I thank you for being here with me too, Justin.
Yep.
And lastly, but he's not in his chair right now, of course. I'm gonna have to bring up an empty chair. The Hall of Famer himself. Listen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for him to come back. When I see him enter back, I'll put him back up there. But thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. It looks like I got a couple comments in the chat really quickly. Bo Martin wants a link. Oh Lord, have mercy. I don't know. Should I give him a link, y'all? Y'all want to hear from Bo Martin? Okay. Gotcha. All right.
I've got time you say it. Say it that way. Give him the damn link.
All right, here we go. So that link that I'm actually putting in the chat right now, that is the link. If you click that, that means you're going to be backstage. So if you click it, I see you. But while he's joining, I'm going to go ahead and get everything started. All right. So first question that I have for everybody, pretty much. I want to know why you selected the position that you're in. Why did you choose to be a strong safety or a cornerback? Why is this position important to you? And let me start off with you first, Jack, since it's your first time on the show.
Well, for me, when I first signed up for the league, I initially wanted to be a quarterback, but once I seen how popular it was and how a lot of everybody wanted to be one, I decided to go on the defensive side. So I thought it would be fun to be a part of the unit that stops the high-powered offenses and that keeps the score down. And plus, I played quarterback and safety in high school, so that it kind of fit.
Yeah, so you're living vicariously through it. I feel you.
Something like that.
I love it. Justin, why did you choose to be a cornerback instead of any other position?
Well, I started out as a free safety, but then John Bond, who used to be the owner of Las Vegas, said, "Hey, you want to switch positions to the cornerback?" And I'm like, hey, "Yeah, you know what? Yeah, why not? It's because I was like, still on the defensive side of the ball, so it's like, a natural switch for me." So,
okay, Zay. What about you?
Played defensive end in high school, and my dad was a corner.
Xavier?
So I was like, hello?
I can hear him.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no. I played defensive end and linebacker in high school. My dad was a corner when he played, so I was like, kind of want to give it a try, see how this goes. So I was like, why not?
Why not? And it looks like this is working out for you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Ernest McCray checking in from Arizona, too. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here.
All right. What's up with you?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Fun. I mean, this is a nice turnout for defense. I mean, shoot, y'all representing more than the offense. And I thought that the offense is going to be out here representing. And then you got Bo Martin Jr. just popping in, all late.
Hey,
Welcome.
what's going on, everybody? What can I say? Is first of all, to clear my name, I was not invited. I'm not sure. I'm not late. I am early because your boy didn't get an invite. So the fact that I was watching your show, as I normally do, to hear you request my presence, and I just showed up, that lets you know exactly how important you are. So all that being said, what's up to everybody else? AJ, pleasure as always. And shout out to my boy Jack Russell. This is the first time I ever, and me and him were on the same team at one point. This is the first time I ever heard his voice. Shout out to Jack Russell. What's up, man?
Hey, what's good, man? It's good. I got there's 3 ex-teammates in here. We all played for Liam at one point, so it's kind of cool.
Oof. Okay. That's gonna have to be a whole nother show right there.
like the R. Kelly series. We're gonna have a Liam series.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is this gonna be the turning into the cornerback safety edition of We Question Everything?
No, it will not. It will not. But I want to hear from Nick before he falls asleep on me. Why did you choose to be a cornerback?
Kind of similar to Jack. I played quarterback and fullback in high school, so I didn't play defense, but I found the SFL through watching, like I used to watch Madden a lot on YouTube. And when I created characters in Madden, I didn't like creating quarterbacks because it's always fun discovering them. So I would always create either some sort of running back or a cornerback, and I always thought they were the most fun to play on defense. So that's kind of what I did when I came into the league.
Okay, taking it. Rain, why strong safety?
Well, back up in high school, I played wide receiver and safety, backup safety, that is. And I never got the shot in my freshman year in high school at safety. But my junior year, when somebody got hurt, and I got at safety, I signed completely, got scholarships galore. So safety is where I wanted to be at.
Okay, love it. Ernest? You might have to take yourself off mute, Ernest. Hold on, let me see. There you go. There we go.
All right, yeah. I played a receiver in DB, but I chose DB because I like the satisfaction of like shutting something down and like getting an interception, taking it all the way back to the house. You know what I mean? I like shit like that more. You know what I mean? It pumps the adrenaline for me. You know what I mean? Receiver, you know what I mean? It's cool. You know what I mean? I was pretty decent at both, but defensive back is just like a game stopper. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's nothing like getting a third down stop, especially in a big moment, and especially if you're in on a tackle, even if you don't actually make the tackle, you just slow the guy down, and your guys show up, and we finish the play. There's nothing like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a heartbreak for me. I'm gonna tell you like that. All you got is a few yards to go, and y'all just shut it down. Like, man, y'all go over there and take a break. Go drink some water or something. Shit. Bo, why'd you choose to be a cornerback?
Well, actually, you a season behind. I'm now a strong safety.
My bad, strong safety.
No, that's all good. I've been in the league for this is my 10th season in the league, and I started out, believe it or not, as a free safety back there with London with Jack Russell, and then transitioned from free safety to cornerback. But initially, when I created my player, my player in the minors was actually a linebacker. A lot of people don't know that. That's the reason why my player is so big, because he was a linebacker. But when I got drafted, or not drafted, when I got called up as a free safety. So that's the reason. That's how I ended up at free safety. But the reason why I created a defensive player to begin with is kind of similar to my boy E-Mac, and as well as Jack Russell. I just, I like hitting people. There's really only a couple of positions that I would have chose to play, either, like I said, on the defensive backfield, or also too, as a running back, you get to hit people too. But on defense, it was always going to be in a defensive backfield, or either I was going to be in the running back position. But either way, I was going to get to hit people. So I ended up on defense, and so far I think it's going pretty good. I've got to hit quite a few people.
That's why you play, huh? I feel you.
That's why you play.
So I want to hear from everybody. What was the most difficult quarterback or wide receiver that you faced in your career so far? And what did you learn from that experience? So was there somebody that you like, every time I played a team, I can't do this to this quarterback. I cannot get a pick. I cannot. So Zay, who was that for you?
Nobody.
I knew he was going to say that. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
There's not a single quarterback in this league that I cannot do anything. If anything, any game that we've played so far, I've gotten at least a pass deflect and whatnot. I'm not trying. Ain't no mediocre quarterback trying that on me, man.
All right, then. Got your own island. I feel you. Ernest.
Not no quarterback, but a receiver. K. Mary is the only one that gave me the business. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that record-breaking dip. You know what I mean? That was on me. But other than that, that's it. Everybody else, no.
Okay, gotcha. Nick.
Yeah, honestly, I almost feel the same way because, I started off as my brain's not working right now, a slot, corner, and I've been branching out to being more on the outside now. But I either the passes don't come my way, or if they do, I'm involved in a play and I stop the play. So I haven't really had any plays in the last couple seasons where the receivers run over me and has had a great play. So that's awesome because I don't have to feel bad afterwards. But yeah, I mean, the only thing that scares me a little bit, which it hasn't really affected it, is I'm a very small cornerback. And it's kind of weird seeing myself on a field with like a 6'7" wide receiver matched up against me. But it hasn't really, nobody's jumped over me, so it hasn't really mattered.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. Have you noticed that on the field, like any variances? But okay.
No, I don't know the game details enough. I don't know if being shorter kind of gives me more quickness because I'm typically always batting down the ball, or it's weird. The 6'7" receivers aren't jumping over me, and I don't know if I'm just getting ahead of them faster. But yeah, I haven't had any issues.
Damn it. Justin, was there a quarterback or a wide receiver that gave you fits?
No, it was like, I think it was out, last week, even though I intercepted often, it was Ira Irving last week, and then a week back was K. Marion, but I got interceptions off both their quarterbacks. Jack McMorrow, check. Cyrus Jive, check.
All right, so at least you got something. But Ivy Irving was giving you fits. Okay. Yeah, he is a problem. I ain't gonna be in front. That man is a problem and a half. Rain, what about you?
Well, when I first started off in the SFL, I came in as a corner. And Gabriel Manning, I didn't know nothing about that guy right then, but he torched me. I was like, I do not want to be at quarter. Y'all got to put me at my regular position. So I remember Jacksonville was like, no, we need you right there. But when London called and said, man, we'll put you at your strong safety position, I was like, count me in. I just don't want to be a corner. So Gabriel Manning, the one who gave me the business, and he stopped me this one, don't want to be a corner. I just want to be safe. Let me hit him instead of defend him.
Oh man, change your whole position. I feel you, man. I feel you. Jack?
Well, it's kind of tricky because there's a strong safety. You're not really, singled out on any particular receivers. We mainly cover the tight ends. We mainly cover the slot receivers. So
Okay.
it's not really one receiver, I would say. I know I've had quite a few tight ends that had big days, and for the most part, it's for a strong safety. It's a combination of the tight end and running back because you want to be up there and run coverage too. So it was really no one in particular that you look in the schedule and you're like, oh my God, it's them. I think the closest one would probably be Jack Wigmore and Ivory Irvin, just because they've beaten us so many times over the years. But
I get it. I feel you. And lastly, before I move on to specific questions per position, Bo.
So for me, again, I look at it more as a wide receiver versus cornerback when I was playing the cornerback position. So I don't really, I don't care who the quarterback is as far as that goes. But as far as the wide receiver, for me, I only wanted to go up against the best. That's why I tried to be CB1 because I wanted to go up against whoever the WR1 was. And so for me, the two receivers that I had the best time, meaning the only receivers that would even try me at the cornerback position, Stephen Hacker and DR Sim. Probably one of the greatest to ever do it. Shout out to DR. And Stephen Hacker, everybody knows, he's a beast. Those two were probably the only two to ever even test me on my side and make me work for my money. So I think everybody has somebody that they look forward to it as a D-back that you mark on your calendar, because D-backs love the challenge. So everybody has somebody that they mark on their calendar, be like, all right, I'm gonna be the dude that shuts down DR Sim, a Hall of Famer or whatever. Or I'm gonna be the dude that shuts down Stephen Hacker. So for me, it was those two, and I used to look forward to playing them every week at the cornerback position, every week that we could.
All right, then. Specific questions per position. For all my cornerbacks, I want to know, what are the key differences of your player's approach when playing in man versus coverage? For all of my strong, and I will reiterate this. You probably need to think about it. Strong safeties. As a strong safety, you are often asked to play in the box and provide run support. How does your player balance this responsibility with coverage duties? Have you noticed a difference in this game versus 2K8? Have you been maybe progressing something where you notice that your player has actually had an impact? And anyone that's played my free safety positions, what was the hardest part about playing single high safety in cover 1 or cover 3? So I'm gonna start off with Jack. So safety, as a strong safety, you're often asked to play in the box and provide run support. How does your player balance that responsibility with coverage duties that you're noticing?
Well, it depends on the situation. I know that there's a bigger difference between the two games, between 2K8 and 2K and 42K. But I think it's also a factor of progression too. As I've boosted my run support up significantly in the past couple of seasons, and so whenever they call for a short yardage or goal line or anything where it looks like we're running the ball, he has a split second reaction time is a little faster than it was in 2K. I mean in 2K8.
Okay. And that was through your progressions, pretty much.
I believe it's a factor. Some of it's the game itself. Some of it's the scheme. If it's schemed properly, I mean, he can basically be in the backfield like a linebacker, as opposed to just making sure that the running back doesn't get to the second level.
Okay. Rain, same question.
You caught me pouring myself a drink. Well, for my run support, playing run support, that's my probably best attribute. Just playing the run because I love going down and hitting and everything. Doing my coverage and all that. I'm saying coverage is coverage, like you said. Jack said, defending in tight ends, being in the right position during coverage, but definitely run support. That's one of my best attributes, and progressing that's been progressed like from seasons and seasons and seasons to stop the run, help support the run. So, yeah.
Okay. And who else is my strong? Bo.
So my player, he possesses a pretty, I would say, unique skill set of size, which is something that you don't really see from the strong safety position and so I'm probably one of, if not the biggest strong safety in the league, and to still have the speed that I have, I think that's what gives me the advantage when it comes to stopping the run as well. So I'm able to move. I forget who it was that just mentioned somewhere where I'm able to move all around, like even up towards the linebacker position, and still be able to meet them running backs, coming through that hole, and I can meet them in the box. So I think that's what separates my players is the unique combination of size and speed.
All right, digging it. Nick, cornerback perspective. What are some key differences in your approach when playing in your players' approach when playing in man versus zone?
I don't know. I feel like just the way I perceive it, because I don't know how, I'm not obviously controlling the player, but I feel like, because of my size and everything, fear-wise, I think I fear man a little bit more just because of the large receivers. I feel like I've done a great job, and a lot of passes don't come my way, which I feel like is a compliment to how I'm playing. And zone, I feel like maybe frees me up a little bit more to use that quickness, which is I think where maybe I get a little bit more of my interceptions and pass deflections, because I can kind of not like the receiver might not be aware that I'm the one that's covering them. So that's kind of the difference that I see, I guess.
Okay. Zay?
For man to man, it's more of my speed and size. So if you really want, I could be on a tight end in the slot, or if you really want, I could just be on like the tallest wide receiver. Even if they're small, I have the speed and agility for it. So it doesn't matter. Even if I'm in zone, I have the utmost astronomical range of a corner to lock down one side. Or so my stats should say that. But because of what happened last game, I'm not going to speak on it. I've had some doubts of why these stats are there. So I can't even be so sure of how I can do in zone because stats don't matter. So, but yeah, logically, I should be able to have as much range as a missile going into space when I'm in zone. And on man, I should be able to stick anyone like on their own clothes. But yeah.
Just little nuances that we got to figure out what's going on and why you're not. I got it. I got you. I know you were frustrated. Like that was the most passionate I think I've ever seen you last game. So I get it. I totally get it, man. Justin.
Yeah, when I look at the Baltimore game last week, when I got that pick off, picked Wigmore because I was, right beside I think it was right hip checking, Ivory to able to get that one hand and I think that was in man coverage because I think we were playing the man the whole time. It's like sometimes I stuck to Ivory like glue, and then sometimes he just beat me when we went to like item. But also in the zone, it's like every time the last home game where I picked off that interception that Jack Wall was that Cyrus Jab was going to Jack Wall, we were in the zone and I just saw the whole, it's like my player just came in and slid to where Cyrus Jab was thrown at Jack, and I just went, and then my speed, the speed of my player just went whoop, and then just grabbed the ball, and that I think that was the game sealer for when we played Albuquerque. So sorry, pal.
Hey, good stuff, man. It's important for you to be able to see what you want to see out of the player. I mean, after all, Ernest, I'm coming to you. After all, you're paying for this. You want to try to progress your player in a way that you can make the major plays on the field. And for some people got it. Some people still searching for it. So, thing is, just don't give up. That's my thing. Let me see who else. Ernest, what are some key differences in your player's approach when playing in man versus zone?
I think I'm more positive in man. Like I don't know for what reason, but I think that's how I originally made my player. I wanted him real aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So me being aggressive on man, like a jump route. You know what I mean? And zone, like my style of play is really based on like a zone blitz type. You know what I'm saying? From my speed, my agility, to cover that area. But seems like lately it's been like zone has been a weakness. True. Like I've been sloppy.
Yep, work in progress, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I like these answers because y'all are being genuine, and I appreciate it, especially when you get a chance to hear from the different positions and a different perspective. Sometimes it may light a fire under your coach. Maybe it will probably bring some attention to where maybe people just didn't think about it. So I like having these conversations. I got two more questions, and then we're going to be done for this evening. What are some misconceptions that you guys feel that fans or analysts may have about playing in the secondary that only players would understand? So, like, man, I hear what you're saying, but you don't understand because you're not a player. Like, is there any aspect that you wanted to mention? And I'm gonna start with you first, Bo. Like, people just don't get it unless you play the game.
So for me, what people, and this is something that I've dealt with my entire SFL career, is that my stats have never equaled my production. And it's like and the reason that is because at the cornerback position, there were teams who would deliberately not even throw to my side. So because of that, of course, I may not have as many interceptions as someone who gets thrown at more. But my interception to pass coverage ratio, if you look at it like that, would be higher. But because we don't view it at like your interception to passes defense ratio, my numbers don't match. And so a lot of people don't understand, like when people talk about all-star ballots or things of that nature, they don't take into consideration a lot of what doesn't happen on my side of the field. And so that's because, like I said, when you lock it down, there's really nothing to talk about. And there's no stats. They don't keep stats, or for how many times someone doesn't throw your way.
He's speaking truth.
And so that's something that I've been trying to get, fixed to try to see if we could have that fixed in the SFL to maybe find some way to quantify that, because it doesn't necessarily show in my numbers what my true presence on the field brings. And so that's what I think a lot of people who don't, number one, don't play defense, or number two, who don't really understand that part, I don't think they get that.
Good point. Zay, you wanted to add to that?
He just dropped the whole bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Eddie said to me, man. He told me in most of the sims he played and whatnot, they don't throw my side. And even when I watch the games, I only get a few passes, and it's always some bullshit that always happens. But when they don't pass to me, what? I'm shadowing this guy. This guy's erased. The field is erased. Same for Ernest. Even when they playing high, same for Rain. There has to be some type of stat that just counts of this guy has not tried you, or this guy has this many attempts on this corner or safety, and he just can't get the ball to the right receiver. The wide receiver got brick hands. He can't catch the ball. Like there has to be some way to account for that. And it's what most corners are just suffering. Like, oh, I got a PD. Oh, I got an interception. Oh, I got a pick six. Well, yeah, that's cool, dude. But like, come on, bro. Like the quarterback is trying you 90% of the time because probably your CB1 is just shutting down this dude over here. So you're getting all the shine, right? So there has to be some accountability for that.
And when a receiver do a drag route all the way from across the field on your side, he catch the ball, you tackle him. The announcers, oh, he beat him again. He did it. I'm in the zone. He did a drag route, came my area. What the hell you want me to do? Like, true.
Get there.
Like, how many times that happened to me when we played Albuquerque with when I had to defend K. Marion? Had to be like a bunch of times because she was getting me all game long. It's like, Ty, I know me and K. Marion are fighting over it. They're throwing it to my side. I know this. K. Marion is catching every goddamn ball.
Oh man, it's funny.
It's the nature of being a good player in the secondary is that eventually the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, they're all going to figure out that you're good. Okay, I'm not going to throw the ball over there because I don't want to. That's where all my interceptions are going. So they're going to start going to the other side, looking for open receivers, looking for easier passes. So you get that part of it. So that's when you lean on your teammates, to hold down, wherever the ball is going, that they can hold it down, so that we take away all their options, basically. But it's easier said than done.
Okay, I like how y'all answered all of that pretty much in a group, and I think I have another one that I want y'all to kind of answer that way too. Who?
Oh wait, can I bring up one thing?
Yes, dear.
So Bo basically read my mind, so we'll put that aside. The other one I really dislike is if you drop an interception, it's a super negative. And when I look at it, I'm like, that's still a pass deflection in my heart. And I'm like, I'm still there. The receiver didn't touch the ball. It's on the ground. I said, that's still a positive play. And it frustrates me sometimes with like, oh man, you didn't catch the ball. And it's like, dude, it's still a positive play.
They didn't need it. So I did my job, right? So what separates an elite defensive back from an average one, and which one are you?
Your stats.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're definitely elite.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Your stats and your mentality.
Okay, everybody pretty much agree on that front.
Yeah,
I think that last topic is a factor in that too. Like I said, if they stop throwing the ball. If they stop throwing the ball in your area, there's a reason.
You can't, I'm sorry, but you can't play we can't grab a controller and play the game. So we can't just be like, oh, I'm locking this dude down. I'm elite, this and that. We can't do that. So it has to be based off your stats, what stats you be putting in, and obviously your mentality. And it's like what somebody said in the league, oh, having a 99 corner, this and that is a dime a dozen. No, it's not, bro. It's not a dime a dozen. I look at all these CB stats, all these safety stats, and most of them are mediocre. I'm sorry. All these dudes are mediocre compared to my stats. I'm going to say that right now. And it's ridiculous that they get away with it because their leadership is up there. But because this guy has this much leadership and he got like 70, 85 coverage, whatever, he getting away with it. He making them utmost plays. But here I am. Here other people are with like maxed out coverage, max out speed, agility up there, right? Jump up there. And we got to suffer because our leadership not up there like that. We have to literally just act like we starter pack corners with all these stats. Just 100,000 just to upgrade that shit. It's ridiculous. So it's like you can sit there and say, I can sit here and say, like, yes, it's the stats that make you elite. But like when you think about it, the stats really matter. Like you giving me all these expensive stats just for this one guy with 80 leadership, 75 leadership, making the most plays, and he not even elite. He's straight out the damn starter pack. You play Madden, he just on the fucking team. He's just there, and I'm over here looking like I'm Champ Bailey, Halloween edition, the most feared edition. But when you put me on the field, I'm playing like I'm some second string, some third string. That pisses me off, and that's just ridiculous. But for the most part, is what separates elite corners from averages. It's also going to come from your coaching staff of how they control your defense.
I do agree with that.
Because you can put this many pieces on the field with the most stats or whatnot, but you put it on a wrong defense, they gonna play like some mumbo jumbo. So they're not even elite anymore. They just cold cut.
The weird thing about this league, Ashley, and I think that a lot of people have yet to realize this, the stats don't necessarily determine the player that you are. In this game, in 2K4, there are intangibles built into the game, genetics, if you will, right? So if you think about genetics and how it works in the reality of a human, you might be 6'4", 100 pounds, or 6'4", 300 pounds, and you might run a 7.9 40. There might be another man who's 6'4", 300 pounds who can run a 4.6 40, right? Same build, but you've got different genetic makeup, right? You've got different, you might work out the same, you might do everything the same, but for some reason, this guy's just better than you. And so I think that's what people struggle to realize, that even in the game decides your genetics, and there's really nothing you can do about it. You can progress your player to get better, just like you can if you're that guy who's 6'8", 300 and you run a 7.9. You can progress your player to get better, to get faster, to get stronger, but you may never get down to the 4.7 that other guy was. And so some people just don't realize that even within this game, there are certain people who are you can have the same exact stats and someone will still outperform you. And I think that's what a lot of people just don't get.
Then that's bullshit.
Yeah, I always wondered what Bo just said, because I have pretty decent stats, but I've always played really well. And the thought actually popped into my head of, let's just say I left Minnesota and I went to, QCC or Arizona. They're creating technically a new character for me with the same exact stats, but I feel like it's going to be pulling from someone from that team that has a genetics. And I'm like, is it going to make me worse or better? I wonder if that's actually a thing. Like whoever my character was changed from on the Minnesota team, I wonder if that plays into it at all.
That's a good point. And I'm sure that there's a way that we could there may be a way we could find that out, especially if we, kind of talk to Cam about that. I will be having him on hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So if you do have some questions about these things, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to ask on your behalf, or maybe you can join the show and ask him yourself, because he is an open book and he'll be able to explain things to you from his perspective. And then sometimes you guys have brought up things to him and he's like, you know what? I didn't even think about that. Let me just see if this is going to happen. So you never know just by talking about it. Yes,
I got a question. Yeah, Cam, why are you touching my sliders?
So, Nick, in regards to what you just said, my understanding, and I might be wrong, my understanding is that your player goes with you. Now that because when we build our player isn't built off of the team that we're on. It's built off of a player from the game. Not
it don't go with you. It don't go with you, because motherfucker from Indianapolis didn't go with me to Arizona. A whole different player, yo. A whole different player, yo. True.
So essentially, the players are hexed over a player that was actually in the game,
That's what I'm
and so
saying.
you are basically adjusting those stats in order to make that player better. You just got to know who your player is. Is that what I'm gathering?
That's the way I understand it. So, I mean, but Ernest is saying otherwise. But I mean, perhaps Cam can provide some clarity when he comes on. But my understanding is that you keep your player once your player is in the league. You keep your player, and you keep because again, your player is hexed over a player that was already in the league. It doesn't matter. Like, let's say, for example, you had LaDainian Tomlinson. Well, just because I leave Arizona and I go somewhere else, that doesn't mean that I no longer get to keep LaDainian Tomlinson. I still get to keep that LaDainian Tomlinson. It's just now hexed so that it looks different. That's really, at least that's my understanding, is that that's the only thing that changed is the look, not the DNA.
Well, I'm going to put a pin in that to ask him that so we can have some clarity on that. I think that's
It's a
very
good question
interesting.
because if you think about it, like a 60 level LaDainian and Tomlinson would probably play better than a 60 level like backup. So that would be like the genetics of the player. So that would make sense.
And you gotta remember, we switched games also though. From when some of us started, it was from a different game. Remember that.
And that's true. So if your player wasn't in the league, like let's say your player didn't come in the league, wasn't in the league in 2004 versus 2K8, then you would have had to pick a different player, or your ownership would have had to pick a different player to be hexed over.
But I'm saying when we switched over, like my player was dude from Miami, and then when I went to Arizona, and with Aaron Glenn. You know what I mean? Two switch players, and their attributes is probably a little different. You know what I'm saying? On some real stuff.
Perhaps, like I said, perhaps Cam can provide some clarity when he's on in a couple of weeks.
Indeed. I'll make sure I ask him that. Okay, for real. Last question, guys. How do you keep your confidence and your composure off the field when plays don't go your way? So how do you still maintain that, that positive outlook on it when things just don't go your way? And then you remember you going into the locker room and people are feeding off your energy. So how do you handle that, Ernest?
I don't know. You just gotta stay calm. It sucks, you know what I mean? But you just gotta, you know what I mean? You just gotta, you know what I mean? Especially if you was a player and been through it. So, you know what I mean? Watching it on my player, you know what I mean? It just sometimes take me into flashbacks, and you know what I mean? Just gotta stay calm and just, you know what I mean? And fight it and relax. You know what I mean? And that's what you got your teammates for, you know what I mean? You ain't out there by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think Craig's daddy said it best when he said, "You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to see another day." Right? And so that's the way I look at it. Especially as a cornerback, I understand that the best cornerbacks get beat sometimes. If you think that you are 100% going to shut down every wide receiver you face every time, then you got the wrong expectation. But a cornerback, somebody who really understands the position, is willing to get beat because they understand that the odds are in their favor. The best cornerbacks are going to get beat. Darrelle Revis got beat, right? So it's not about, but yeah, he still had Revis Island. So it's not about never getting beat. It's about the expectation of winning. And so the expectation of winning does not change the fact that you're going to get beat. But the point is that expectation never changes. Even when you do get beat, the next time you expect to win. And so that same philosophy goes in a game. Even when you lose a game, all right, we lost. Let's fix it up. Come back. We're going to win the next one. The expectation is to always win, and then you deal with the losses as they come. That's the way I deal with it.
Well, I feel like a DB is no different than a quarterback. Just like when the quarterback throws an interception, the first thing they say, get that one out your mind, go play
That
the
part.
next game.
That part.
So a DB, we get beat. You know what? Hey man, we got beat. Hey, get up there. Let's play again. We got to play this game. Let's go out there and win this game.
Yep.
Let's go out there and make the next play. So you know, as a DB, we know we got to make the next play. And the good thing about a DB, it's not just one of us out there. You know, it's 4 or 5 of us out there. So
that's my dude right there.
We get up there, we depend on teammates. You do your job, and I promise I'll do my job. So we all there.
And I can vouch for him on that. Rain do his job. I mean, I've been privileged. I'm looking around. I've been privileged to play with 3 of y'all, Rain, Jack, and Ernest, and all 3 of them is some beasts. And I always felt whenever I took the field with them, I knew they had my back. And that's another thing that you have to understand. You might be the best DB in the league, but you can't do nothing if you're out there by yourself.
Appreciate
so, man, absolutely. I always understood them, man. Them guys, please. I always understood that I didn't never do nothing by myself.
And we got to have a pitcher's mentality too. You know, you have your ace pitcher. He may come in and he knows he can only give up 1 or 2 runs. And then you have your number 5 pitcher. He may come in and give up 5 runs. And so, you know you're not going to be perfect every game, just like you said. But it's all about just maintaining, you know, staying in your lane, doing your job as a defender, and hoping your teammates rally, not only on defense but the offense, putting up the points that you need to win the game, as opposed to where you're not playing as well. And then your guys are making up more than making up for it, and you know, and we can still hold it down. And you know, I can live with that, as opposed to, you know, having an all-world game, and then you let the team down at the end or something like that. So,
yep,
it's on the island. You know, is one thing, but I guess that's the best way to put it, I guess.
Zay, Justin?
I think it all just depends on your outlook on how you come into the game too. So I've always been someone who played like a lot of sports and stuff like that, but I'm also, like, now that I'm getting older, I'm a huge video game player. So it kind of depends how you like approach the SFL. So I don't really approach it in a sports sense. So I think if I did, I would probably be a little bit more upset if I have bad plays or not. I came into it more of in a video game fashion. So for me, I love being on Minnesota. There's a bunch of people in there that I like playing with. So whether we had a bad season or a good season or a bad game or a good game, I had fun playing with the guys. So that's really my main goal. So I think it really just depends too how you came into the SFL, on whether it's more of a sports outlook or a video game outlook. Because I mean, it could be a little bit harder if you come into a sports outlook because you're getting disappointed. Where if it's video game, you might be like, oh, you know, it's like World of Warcraft. I'm playing with a bunch of guys I like. It doesn't matter if we didn't beat the dungeon. I had fun that night, you know.
I like that, Nick, because a lot of people get it twisted. They forget that this is a video game and they're not actually out there on the field. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Justin and Zay, did y'all go yet?
So like Bo said, it is a privilege playing with these guys, Rain and Ernest. It really is. When you guys shot me that message, you know, Sound Arizona, whatnot. I knew it was my time to be great, like them. I had to straighten up. I knew my player build was like that. So, like what Bo was saying, like when I get beat, of course I'm gonna have that mentality of, okay, I got beat. Line up on me again, see what happens. I'm not gonna let it happen again, and I can't. And when it happens, I get so damn mad because I know the type of player that is out there that I made. And for that to happen, I get frustrated and I get mad because I'm letting these dudes down. And these dudes, they some beasts. They know they know the game. They've been playing for a while, and they make plays. So if I'm out there just bullshitting, not doing this and that for the play I am, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get frustrated. But I feed off that because I know that like being that player, I'm gonna come back stronger. Like that one play, okay? That one play last game when they tight end 1-on-1 with me in the 2 point, and he threw that quarterback threw that ball, and I broke that pass up on that 1-on-1, got him. Even though I let up some plays, okay, cool. I ain't finna let that work. And I'll go in the chat sometimes. I'll start bullshitting in chat. But I'm not gonna take disrespect in the chat because that's what fuels me. That's my composure right there. Okay, you want to shit talk me? I'm gonna shit talk back. Next game, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. I might get bruises and stuff, but I'm gonna come out on top. It's gonna be like that.
Hey, I got one thing to say too. I respect all the everybody on this panel, especially the cornerbacks. Like even Bo, I used to text Bo even when he was with Lone Star, and you know what I like Justin's game and Nick and and like I said, Xavier. You know what I mean. I always wanted to play with him. I always thought he was good, and them two safeties, hey, they need to be in the Hall of Fame. Russell and Rain, like.
Future Hall of Famer.
Hey, true. Hey, I done played with some safeties, man, and they both hitters and everything, man. True, I respect all of them, and Bo, you know, what I mean, he already know, and I follow Nick when he isn't even in the SFLM. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what I mean, it's all love. True.
I'm digging it.
I was about to say if you know my mentality is, hey, if you beat me, you got GB Wallace, Alex Marshall, and Nate Hall waiting for you.
True.
Love it.
I know in London. Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying in London we had we called our safeties the law firm. It was like it was like we were like the back line, so we took pride in that. Especially as the team progressed.
What was your name?
No, we call that was the nickname of our secondary, our safeties, the law firm.
That was the law firm?
That was the group. And it kind of expanded out as as it went along, but but as you say, we worked as a group. And we had each other's backs.
And I love that about the defensive backfield. They form a bond with each other, and that's what I love about it. And it extends, far beyond the team that you're on. Like even though I'm no longer on the team with Rain and Ernest or Jack, them still my dogs. You know what I'm saying? So like if they need me for something, I'm coming, and vice versa. I know if I need them for something, they coming. So it's a brotherhood that forms, and like I said, it extends beyond the team.
It really is, because I remember in free agency, I was like, man, I'm looking to go somewhere and everything. Bo said, you know what? I'm finna call you. And I'm talking about just that fast. We was on the phone. He gave me advice, and all of a sudden I said, you know who I want to play for? When I told him, he said, if I was you, if you get that call, go there.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so that brotherhood, it don't just go for just the people it goes for all the DBs. You just built a bond. I remember meeting Ernest. Ernest started telling me, man, I've been watching your player ever since I got joined the league. And we formed a bond right then and there. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Well, football, and as all team sports, is typically a bonding sport, about brotherhood and sisterhood and things like that. So if anything, you may not make those plays on the field, but the impact that you have on somebody's life could, it's priceless, especially when these are your teammates, people that you probably would have never shared the personal information that you shared with in any other light. You found them here. And that's one of the reasons why I stay here. One of the reasons why I do these shows the way I do, because, sometimes things happen in the league and it is bad, But I think for the most part, you have this camaraderie, you have this kind of vibe And I think that needs to be showcased a lot more because it's important, you know. All of you have, you know, I've talked to you many times. Of course, Jack, this is my first time talking to you on camera, but I've talked to you guys either personally or maybe I even tried to get you to come on to the squad when we were short, you know. But either way, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the defense. Defense does win games. Of course, offense got to score. But, you know, defense definitely wins games. So kudos to all of you for your accolades. You may not be where you want to be right now, but you're going to get there with your attitudes. And I appreciate all of you for being on the show tonight.
No problem.
Anytime. I like to say, before we all disperse, hey, 18 points on us all season. Arizona come for that ass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, see, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said.
Yes,
Arizona,
sir.
Arizona this year, we will be hosting this.
Oh!
I said it first.
Oh! Hey, starting tomorrow, baby. Starting tomorrow, baby.
Hey, no pressure, Ashley. No pressure.
Let's get it.
All you gotta do is throw the ball, touchdown assignment, touchdown on touchdown.
Hold up.
Throw the ball. We're gonna hold. No man, it's us. No man.
We gotta get it done, man. We gotta get it done. But a lot of teams.
I never played against Ashley. I want to be her favorite receiver.
Oh, and thanks for throwing me the ball last time, AJ. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. Okay, y'all can take as many souvenirs home as you want, as long as I walk away with the W. And in your case, Bo, that was unfortunate that we didn't. But I tell you, next time we see you,
we're gonna whoop that ass. Oh.
They gonna throw a nuclear bomb at Bo next time. They gonna blow it.
We'll throw it right to him. He gonna drop it like he know when you was over here. You was dropping it, but now
hey, you gonna stop blaspheming my? You gonna stop blaspheming my name?
Ain't that true?
You gonna stop blaspheming my name?
Leaves Arizona, spends all his money on catch.
I couldn't catch it flat.
Look, you gonna make me go back and pull up the stats from season 23 and message them to you.
I'll see you next week with him. Shoot.
Eating that butter and toast.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much, everybody. Anybody have anything else they want to say before before we disperse?
Thanks for having me on.
Anytime, man.
Why you're trash.
Shout out to
you are
all my fellas. Again, Rain, Jack, and Ernest. Shout out to y'all and my new puppy. In case y'all ain't seen him, this is Kodak Black to be specific. And so yeah,
the cane.
No, he's the Presa Canario.
Oh, okay.
How big do they get?
About 150. Yeah, he's
gonna be a big boy.
What'd you say? It is a whole nother person. He's gonna be a big boy.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, that protection is gonna be awesome. I'll tell you that. But that food bill though, he's gonna be eating steaks right along with you.
It's gonna be well worth it too.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Cody?
Yeah. I was up to say, hey, Charleston, you're not gonna beat us because we have Casey and Spirit for Queen City. Come on, we're coming for that ass. We're coming for that Predator ass.
You know what? I actually chose y'all to win, so don't let me down, Justin.
I heard what Justin said the first time. Don't take it back. Stand on it.
This game's for Casey, Charleston. We're coming for that Predator ass.
There you go.
There you go.
We're coming for that Predator ass. I don't care. We're coming for.
Say it with your chest, dog.
Listen, make sure you clip it, put it in the chat for motivation, y'all. But y'all have a fantastic night, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. And please don't be a stranger. Any one of y'all want to come back at any point, please let me know. I'll be happy to have you. Okay.
No doubt.
Got
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all soon. Rain, I'm gonna call you. All right, brother. All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening. I really do hope that you enjoyed the podcast. It was great to be able to kind of tap into each position, understand a little bit more about it. Of course, I understand football, but and I know football, but there's a lot of nuances and a lot of things that I don't know. And I'm not going to be pretentious and try to act like I know something that I don't. So I am also inviting all the positions on here just to kind of understand their mentality, because from a quarterback's perspective, it's one way, but it may be different for everybody else. And I want to try to capture that as best as I can. But I hope that you guys have a fantastic evening. Remember to check out the games on SFLM.net and UFL.football. Great stuff. Great content out there. And I will say that UFL football is actually kind of crisp. If you tune into some of those shows, those videos, you definitely get a kick out of that. But y'all have a good night. I'm looking forward to bringing you another great podcast next week. Stay safe and well. For all of my crew, Striker.
Suicide door, brand new bag. College girls give it in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, they hate and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, off the juice, got me tripping. Got the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping.
On the first plate of
Boys got some 60s in my bag.
Synergy over the middle, that one clearly picked off.
In my earlobe got 2 carrots, baby, yeah.
He doesn't just play them for
a deal off the stairs. All this money when I grew up, I had nothing. Doing backstabbing my own life is disgusting.
You have
can't believe God, thank God that I'm living comfortably. Getting checks, I don't believe, but she say she done with me. Burn some bridges and I let the fire light the way. Kicking my feet up, left the PJs on a PJ. Yeah, I'm a big dog and I walk around with no leash. I got water on me, yeah, everything on Fiji. Suicide door, brand new bag. College girls give it in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, they hate and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, off the juice. Got me tripping, got the coupe, walk the roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck was tripping. I rock star, pack up doors, tipping wall, hey.
Wow, first and 10, right for Pittsburgh intercepted. What a play! Taking it back the other way, but to the Burger. He had eyes on the back of the
put up a stick and I hop on a plane, still in my wall, wait. This so risky, I gotta be gifted. He blessed me with fortune and fame. I remember from 50, I couldn't go back empty. I know I was stuck to the game. Loyal and I never change. I'm never gonna go against the grain. I'm never gonna be the one telling my brother when police just gotta detain. I won't ever love it more than my mother, and that's on my government name. I can't be no sucker, I ain't hating on no one. I wish everybody get paid, cause we can't up every day. Getting hot talent in the grave. Suicide door, brand new bag. College girls give it in my raps. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, they hate and you can't miss what you never had. Hey, off the juice, got me tripping. Got the